The verse of the day is Psalm 34, 8 through 10, and it says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, the joys of those who take refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you his godly people, for those who fear him will have all they need. Even strong young lions sometimes go hungry, but those who trust in the Lord will lack no good thing." Taste and see that the Lord is good. That statement reminds me of my own journey. Before I met Jesus, I never actually tasted and saw for myself who he was. I heard about him. There was a lot that I heard. I grew up Christian, so I heard a lot. But hearing things and seeing the way people live out their faith is different than tasting and seeing for yourself. And I think a lot of times people want nothing to do with the church because their idea of Jesus is based off of something they've seen in someone else or based off of an experience that they've had with another believer. But your experience with another believer is not the same thing as tasting and seeing for yourself. You can be disappointed by people all day long, and you will, no matter if you're a Christian or not. The thing with God is you have to find out one-on-one for yourself. Believing in God and doing life with God is not a Sunday event. It's a relationship. So in order for you to actually understand what it means for the Lord to be good, you have to actually taste and see for yourself. And so if you've been turned away by the church or you've fallen away from your faith based off of hurt that you've experienced from people in the church, that was never Jesus. Those were human beings that hurt you. But we correlate those that believe in God with Jesus rather than separating it. And we all are sinful creatures, right? We all fall into sin. We all fall short. But the only person that doesn't is Jesus. And I think it's so sad that so much of the world takes their experience with a broken person and uses that as evidence to never really taste and see Jesus for themselves. So I would challenge you, if you're someone who has turned away from God or turned away from the Lord, ask yourself, was it because of a human? Or was it because you blamed God on the experience you had with a human? And I would just challenge you to go find out for yourself. Go give God an opportunity to show you who he really is, to show you that he is good. And when you make time for him, he shows up. That's just what happens. And then you start to experience the love that actually will change your heart in a way where he gives you everything that you need. Which leads us to the next verse, and it says, "Fear the Lord, you his godly people, for those who fear him will have all that they need." Fearing the Lord is another way to say putting God first. And when you put God first, you understand that also means you have to follow how he tells us to live. Then it gets more sticky because that means we need to deny our flesh, because our flesh will crave instant gratification. Our flesh will crave instant satisfaction. Our flesh is impatient, which means we have a different timeline than God, which also means we try to meet our own needs in ways that we think will work, but ultimately, and they never last long term. And when we think we can meet our own needs, we're actually saying that God isn't who he says he is, and he can't fill those gaps, which means we're not going to get everything that we need because he designed us to need him. He designed us to get all of our needs met by him. And because we're sinful beings and we can't overcome sin without Jesus, you're going to be going to fake things to fill those needs. Temporary pleasures, things that fill your need for a moment. That's why people become addicted to things, because it meets a need for a moment and then they're left wanting more. Another way to look at it is God is the only one that can free our soul, right? We get bound by sin, we get bound by jealousy, resentment, unforgiveness, gossip, you name it, judgment, all the things. And so if Jesus is the only one that can set us free from those things, then fearing God and putting him first means God is going to be able to lead your heart in a way where it can be refined and set free from those things, because you're now listening to God. You're now listening to him say, that's not good to be judgmental because what you judge comes upon you. It's not good to have gossip because that's slander, and really that's going to cause you more conflict and hardship and separate you from me. To put it really plainly, the more you fear God and put him first, develop relationship, and you're paying attention to what he's doing in your heart, the more you get everything that you need, because he's healing your heart in ways that you never could, in ways that you tried to meet those needs from people, places, and things, but they never sustained you. So God is able to set you free, because who the Son sets free is free indeed. Jesus is the only one who can do that, because he has the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit has power over sin, and you and I can't overcome sin without the Holy Spirit. So fearing God means you're inviting the Holy Spirit to be the leader of your life, which means the Holy Spirit is going to meet every need of your soul. The Holy Spirit is going to refine your heart. The Holy Spirit is going to help you hear clearly. The Holy Spirit is going to teach you, guide you, mold you, prepare you for where you're going in life. Verse 10 says, even strong young lions sometimes go hungry, but those who trust in the Lord will lack no good thing. Even strong young lions sometimes go hungry. Even strong, confident people are lacking things within their soul. Even successful, rich billionaires are lacking things within their soul, are lacking true joy, are lacking true peace. But those who trust in the Lord will lack no good thing. Those who trust in the Lord lack nothing. And I know it can be easy to be like, well, I think I trust in the Lord and I feel like I'm lacking this, and this. I think most often, if that's the case, we're just lacking perspective. We're just lacking a certain level of trust in God, because really Jesus is able to be the thing that satisfies your soul completely. Jesus is really the only thing that we need. And I think he's always trying to teach us how to be completely content in him alone. So taste and see that the Lord is good for yourself. Find out for yourself if you don't know that the Lord is good, and ask God to show you ways that he is good, and to give you new perspective, and to break any lies, and to fill you with truth of how good he really is. Ask him to help you fear him more, so that you can get all of your needs met by him, so that you don't go to the world to get your needs met temporarily, but you can get your needs met in a way that sustains you in life, that brings you lifelong joy and lifelong peace. And ask God to help you trust him more, because those who trust in the Lord lack no good thing. Okay,